From the John DeVito Broadcast Center, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another broadcast of Paranormal Radio with Bob Trysick on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network and Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM Norwich. So sit back and enjoy Paranormal Radio. And now, here he is, live in person, breathing on his own, the king of Paranormal Radio, Mr. Bob Trysick.
I was waiting for the king of Paranormal Radio. I thought maybe now I'm just breathing on my own. I'm not the king anymore.
Yeah,
Thank you, John. It's nice to be back on here. We almost didn't make the January show. We got like one more. We're doing this on January 30th, taping the show. We got one more day here because we had a couple of guests cancel out, and this happened and that happened. So we almost didn't do the January show here, but we made it. We're on for January, so we're okay with that. A nice cold January. We're waiting for the snow to come. They've been saying snow all day, but so far we haven't gotten anything, so we're kind of okay with that.
Me too.
With me tonight, we've got some repeat guests, but they're great guests, and they promise a great show. Mr. Tony Sabelski, who I thought I had lost for a while there, but we got him back. And Mr. Julius Schwarzinger?
Yes.
Schwarzinger.
Hi, everybody.
I always want to say Schwarzenegger.
That's okay. People say it. I don't care.
Schwarzinger. Yeah, so we've got both of them on, and they'll talk about some paranormal stuff and some things they've got going on and some of their tours and some exciting stuff they got going on there. Me, I'm just kind of busy with about 4 different projects right now. I do have 2 things already set in stone. They came in the mail today, and they are with the Elsip Park District. Be running a tour, both of them actually in the summer. One in the spring, one in May, and one in June. One is basically strictly a paranormal tour, and that one is going to be all downtown. A lot of the downtown haunts, that kind of stuff like that. And that one is going to run on June 2nd. And it's going to be downtown, the Hull House and the Lincoln Park and the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, some gangster stuff, the Vigraph Theater, a lot of stuff like that. We'll have lunch at the Red Lion Pub. And we'll be doing that with the Elsip Park District. So give them a ring at 708-389-1003 for that one. And then also, too, with Elsip also in May. This one will be running on May, what's the date there? May 5th. No, May 5th is the deadline. The tour will be running on May 13th. Oh, it's not a Friday. No, I don't think it is. I think it's it's a Saturday, May 13th. Good. I wouldn't run the tour on a Friday the 13th.
Scary.
Yeah,
and that's going to be
bad luck.
Yeah, that's going to be a Columbian Exposition tour.
Tripping on
yeah. So we'll be talking about the Columbian Exposition and taking you down to Jackson Park and showing you the sights about that and talking about the whole expo and a little bit about H.H. Holmes, the serial killer there. So some paranormal with that one too. Well, Tony, welcome back on.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice
Glad
to have you.
hear that you're breathing on your own.
I'm breathing on my own, yes.
Always a good
I just
thing.
went to the doctor this morning. I had a 10:30 appointment with them, and he says I'm breathing on my own, too.
That's a
So
good thing.
I'm okay. And also, too, if you wake up and don't see your name in the obituaries, you know you're doing all right.
You got that
So
right.
that's good. And Julius, welcome back to Paranormal Radio.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate
You're busy.
it.
What are you just doing, filming everything?
I'm doing Facebook Live. It's a new thing that it's not really new, but it's pretty cool. You get to see everything that's going on live.
Oh, well,
We
hi.
did a couple investigations with Facebook
Yeah.
Live.
And we got a lot of people, a lot of
So
responses.
as you're doing it, it goes right to Facebook?
It's
Yes,
right on
it's
Facebook.
immediately
and
on
it's live.
Facebook.
And now is it like on there
People-
so people can watch it later, or is it just
right
No,
now.
right now.
That's
And
it.
you
they
can
could-
watch it later.
They could comment.
Oh, I see. But is it then on there and they can look at it later, or
Yeah.
you just see it one
It's-
time and that's it when it's
See all-
live?
Well, it's
see all the
both.
Comments?
Oh, already they're commenting.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
It's good
Okay.
for the show. We can get more
I hope they're
people.
saying. Well, let me see what they're saying. I will see if they're saying some nice things here.
Oops.
Joe Sasso is watching. Alicia Nitka is watching. Alicia Nitka. Hi, Julius.
Hey.
Randy Powers is watching.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Dawn Nanette is watching. So you got a lot of people
Yeah,
watching.
you got a lot
Okay.
of people on already.
Are they listening to, or are they just watching?
Yeah, watching and listening. Same
Okay,
thing.
good.
They heard the breathing part. They
Yeah.
like that.
They
Oh,
like
well,
that.
thank you all for watching and listening. Thank you all, Dawn, Joe, and Alicia. I think I said her name
Yeah,
right.
Alicia, yeah.
She spells it with a J at the end.
She's Polish. That's how they do it, I guess.
Oh, well, dziękuję, Alicia.
You're Polish too, right, Bob?
Half.
Yeah.
Just this half.
That half. That's right.
Yeah, the other half is Italian. Oh, there's
Yeah,
more people.
it's like me.
Emil Zols. Now, where do I know? That's Emily.
Maggie.
That's Maggie,
Maggie.
yeah.
Who?
My girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Maggie.
Well, how do you get Maggie? Emily.
Well, Emily's her daughter. She's probably watching too.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, how do you get Maggie out of Emily?
yeah,
Jeez,
Emily's
that's kind of
watching too.
okay.
Well, actually, they're just watching your table right now.
Yeah. The fire truck.
Okay, Joe was writing in the comment here. Is this going to cover sex ed questions? No, Joe, we don't cover that.
Only scary stuff.
It's not
Yeah.
that. It's not that kind of show.
There's a different show for that.
That's on Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesday. That's the Wednesday.
And then
show.
someone's calling you Dulius. Hi, Dulius.
That's
I'm here.
Emily.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
okay.
Okay,
Dulius.
so it's kind of cool. You can like comment on this while you're doing that. Okay, I'm going to give this back to you.
Sure.
Well, Tony, what's going on, sir?
Oh,
For a while, you were doing a radio show.
yes, I did do a couple
And then
of
you found
radio
how much work
shows,
that was, and you said, forget this.
A once-a-week show was very difficult, especially when you're giving tours 4 times a week and
It's
working a full-time
a weekly
job.
show. Yes, weekly it can be very time consuming. Yeah, it can. It can be a little time consuming doing it weekly. Yeah, I do the shows here once a month, as everybody knows, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the relaxed atmosphere of it. It's easier. You're not under pressure. You know, it's
Yeah.
more relaxed. I like that, and it's a more relaxing thing, and it's more enjoyable for me. And I think it's less pressure on people too, because you got to get people signed up every week, and that it's tough to do.
Right, when me and
especially
Michelle
when you're doing the whole thing yourself.
first discussed this, we had talked about a monthly show, or
Yeah,
maybe even
or bi-monthly,
twice a month.
yeah.
Bi-monthly. And then the weekly show kind of fell into our lap, but it was very difficult. It seemed like we just finished one, and you'd have to get ready for the next one.
That's exactly how it goes. I did that for a couple of years when I was over at WARG there. I was doing it weekly, and it was just that way. Yeah, it's like that. So it's a little tough, and it's also hard to schedule people too.
It is. It's hard
get
to
'em
keep
on.
finding
Yeah,
people.
yeah, to get them on,
Yeah.
to get them come on, and then somebody cancels on you, you got to get somebody else, and that. So it's a lot of work. It's a little bit of work.
You
It's
did a
fun, it's
couple shows
rewarding,
with
but
her,
it's-
and you did a great job.
Oh yeah, well yeah, she's real good. She's a very good hostess too. She's very good at what she does. Yeah, it's good. So I hope
I
she
plan
keeps
on
up with
still
it.
being a part of it,
Yeah,
but I'm not going to be like a
Not all the
once a
time.
week
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Yeah,
co-host.
you got-
I'll
you got-
be on, once a
You got
month
too
or
many
so.
other things going on because you still got your job at McDonald's.
Right,
You
yeah.
manage over there, don't you?
I'm a call like a crew trainer, or
Okay.
floor supervisor.
Okay, all right. So you do that, and then plus you're doing tours full time too.
Right, yeah.
So yes, you got a lot going on too. So that's tough. So I could see it.
I wanted to
He's
mention
never
that.
home.
Yeah, I'm never home. He knows about that.
Well, I'm that way too. It's same thing. I'm like in and out. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw. I don't know if you saw on Facebook the other day. Danielle, she's like my stepdaughter. She put up the thing about the rude customers, and you commented
Oh,
on
yes,
it.
yeah.
She saw. She showed me things. She said, "Who's this guy?" I said, "Oh, that's Bob. I'm going to be
Oh
doing
yeah,
this
I
radio
put.
show."
I think I did that. Did I do that today? Or was it yesterday?
I think it was
today.
yesterday because I didn't see her today. I saw
Yeah,
her
somebody
yesterday.
said something about rude customers or something
Right,
like
she had
that.
put the
Or
thing
and,
up
and
about-
I put. Well, I worked 24 years in retail with the world's biggest toy store and 10 years with with Office Max. And I says, I never once encountered a rude customer in all that time. And I says, now if you'd like, I have some land in Florida to
Right.
sell you.
Yeah, yeah. She showed me that. She said, "Who's this guy?" I said, "That's the radio show I'm going to be doing tomorrow."
Yeah, so it can be, sometimes that can be a little tough. We know how that goes dealing with people.
Yeah.
But you really, for the amount of people you come in contact with in that type of work, and I'm sure you get this with McDonald's and with
And
doing
tours,
tours.
definitely
Oh,
get
yeah,
a lot
you get
of
that tour.
crazy
you get
people
that
on
too, yeah.
tours.
Especially the tours.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you get that. And but for
Or those witches that Julius had one night, or whatever they were.
Yeah, they were weirdos, man.
but 90% of the people are very nice. 90%. You do get some that are a little out there,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Right, it's true. Some
Well, a lot
them
of
are very
people
good.
too like to be educated with the when we're out on the tours.
Sure.
They're lost and they don't have. That's why we were talking about this other thing. But yeah, people are hungry to find out what's going on in the
Sure,
afterlife.
they
I mean, it's
absolutely
more
are.
than ever. It's unbelievable, actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, they got to go back to their, to the old literature. You got to go back to the Book of the Dead, and you've got to go back to, the Bible, to the Revelation and stuff. And if you're interested in the next life and what goes on in there,
Exactly.
or just wait till you get there yourself,
Right.
and then you'll find out.
And you-
I'm patient. I'm
Yeah,
gonna wait.
maybe-
Yeah, me
We're
too.
both a little patient.
Well, I can't go just yet because I have bookings.
Right.
Right.
So when my bookings are through, then I'll be free. I can.
And
go
we're going to
over.
be on your show at least another dozen times.
Yeah,
so
at
you-
least. At least.
Oh, you guys come on anytime you want.
Kim Conway has to keep coming back.
Anytime you want, just come on. Like I said, just send me the word. That's what he did. He contacted me. He said, I said, yeah, sure, come on. Whatever you guys want. Yeah, no problem with me. You got to give me the name of some of these witches. Because I've been trying to get a witch. Last month's show.
You mean
I
a
had-
real witch?
A real one.
Yeah. I had Arlene Rovner on, and Arlene gave me a number of a Wiccan that was practicing witch and everything. And I had the lady's number, and I called her and talked to her, but she was in Florida when I talked to her on her cell phone. I guess she had her cell, and I talked to her, and she said, "Oh, can you wait 5 days when I come back home?" And she knew all about it because I guess they kind of said, he'd like to have you come on the radio, and she was
Right.
very open to it. And then I misplaced her number.
That's not good.
because I have a bad habit of writing numbers down on slips of paper here and there and that, and forgetting what I do with them. And it's a horrible habit of mine.
Well, I might know a couple Wiccans.
Yeah,
I could give you the numbers.
Yeah, yeah, because I've been wanting to get one to come on for almost since I've been doing Paranormal Radio.
Well, those women that you were talking about, we really
Yeah,
didn't
they
know
were
personally.
just-
They just were gothic-y looking people, and they just like went on their own and.
They were actually on his tour that night. I was doing the other tour, but we kind of crossed a little bit.
So they
at
just
one
decided
point
to
in the
pay money, come
cemetery,
on the
and-
bus, and then go out, strike out on their own, huh?
Yeah, and at the
They just,
cemetery at night is so big there.
It makes you wonder if you're going to do something like that. Why would you even pay to go on one of these tours? Because you're paying to listen to you, and you're an excellent guide, and you have all the information to give them. And you're paying you for
Thanks,
your
Bob.
knowledge with the equipment and everything to do this
Exactly.
and that. So why would you go on this thing and then just strike
Yeah,
off
they
on your
just
own?
went off on their own.
Just go on your
as
own to
I
begin
was
with.
leaving my tour, I saw them by the front gate, and I asked them, "You okay? Everything's okay?" And they completely ignored me. They gave me the coldest,
Yeah.
strangest stare.
Maybe they were
that
one of
almost
these.
went like right.
Maybe they
through
were
me.
one of these
And I was
vampire
like,
cults.
Okay.
You
maybe.
know what? Who knows what's going on these days? We're not up to what all the cults. You know,
Oh gosh, yeah, ages ago. Gosh, it's got to be maybe 8, 10. Well, not that far back. I'd say maybe 8 years ago, 9 years ago, when I first started doing radio. I was sitting in a food court in one of the malls, just having a cup of coffee, and this guy came and sat next to me, and the same thing, like all the goth makeup and all that, and just started talking.
Yeah.
And he said he's a vampire. And I said, okay, and I thought, all right, I mean, not for me to why he picked me to come and
who
sit
knows,
next to him and
maybe.
talk, I don't know. And, he could ask me.
You're gonna be his next victim.
And I told him, I said, it was nice talking to you. And then I told him that I do a radio show. Would you like to come on? And he was kind of leery about doing that because he don't know if people would take him seriously or whatever. I said, you know what? I says, I just think you'd be an interesting guest. I says, I enjoyed talking with you and that kind of stuff. And I says, I think people would like to hear what you say.
Well, beyond the laughter, there is a cult. They
tell
drink
me
each
about
other's blood. They don't
Yeah,
have
they
the
do.
sharp teeth, but there is a cult.
There is.
Well,
they really do.
yeah.
They do
Now
rituals and
in
things.
New Orleans, it's a really big thing. There's like a big following of this in New Orleans, and I knew about it down there before I knew it up here.
Right.
But I guess they're here too. So
Yeah.
so
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a big
They're
thing.
everywhere.
But now
Yeah.
the blood. See, that's why I'd like to get one of them on. So when we talk about this, we could actually know the facts. Now I don't know if they drink each other's blood.
Yes.
they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's actually with like a partner, girlfriend, boyfriend thing.
Hopefully
That's the
this
way I
is
know
all
it.
tested and everything before,
I don't
mean,
know
hope
what they do.
I
It's
hope these
just-
people do realize they are not immortals. They really are not.
Well, in their brains, they
in
think
their
they are.
Yeah, in their brains, they might
and if
think.
you
Yeah,
do, if
it's-
you do in some way mix bloods like this, you can get ill from this.
Well, they're
and-
drinking it. They're not injecting it. So I don't know.
Well,
not,
it's injecting or drinking. You're still going in your system.
Oh yeah.
Right.
If there's an AIDS or something
That's
like
what I'm
that
talking
virus,
about.
yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that. You could
You
be,
can get that.
Right.
passing diseases
pretty-
around in that. So you gotta kind of watch out for that. That's what I said.
Exactly.
I'd like to get one of them or two of them on to talk about that and kind of get the facts straight on it. So
Well,
we'll see.
I can get you a Wiccan, but I don't know
About
a
the vampire?
I
Yeah.
don't- I don't think I can get any vampires.
we'll go on Craigslist
Yeah,
for that.
But they do.
We'll
but
take
they,
an ad
But
out.
they do like to live the vampire style.
Yeah.
They like to, they work nights. They
Right.
do like to sleep during the day hours, that kind of thing
Right.
like that. And, okay, fine. Not for me to judge anyone. Everybody to
Right.
their own. The blood thing and that, I think I'd have a little problem with, the drinking the blood part. But the sleeping in the day and
Just
that, I
as
mean,
long
if that's
as
your
it's
thing,
not
okay,
yours,
yeah.
Right.
Sleeping in the day and dressing the way you want, wearing the the goth clothes and the goth makeup or whatever. Okay, everybody to their own. Not for me to judge people. So
Exactly.
that's that. I like that Snap It shirt, the one he's got.
Yeah, I've got
the
that
big
shirt
Snap It.
too.
Yeah.
You guys see this? This is
Yeah,
our
that's
this is
the-
our
this is the
Paranormal
older
club.
This is
Yeah, you
the
got the
older
little,
one,
you got the little
the
insignia.
one.
Yeah, I like that
That's
big
the
one there.
older
It's
one.
really
Yeah.
like eye catching.
sorry,
you got the
Laura.
new. You got the
Sorry,
new
Laura, I didn't wear the new one.
one. But still, Tony has.
Yeah, it's still
snaps.
I got
Supernatural and Paranormal Investigative Team, just in case you want to know what Snap
Oh,
It
that's
is.
right. Laura
We'll do
wanted
the
us.
commercials later. He likes to. You like
Okay.
to do the commercials later.
Yeah.
Laura did want us to mention that they're having a seance at the church on March 4th. Is that right? March 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
March 4th
4th.
seance is with
Yeah,
Mihaela
Mihaela
Bacon over
Bacon.
there in the
Over at
Spiritual
the
Church.
Spiritual Church in
Give
Cicero.
us the address for that. I went to one of their seances, and
You
it's
know
very
the
nice.
address
It's a nice
offhand?
experience.
It's so 20. It's on
25th in Laramie.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact address.
But you have to go to.
Well, give a number or
Snap
something
It,
if they
Ghost.
go online and do it. That's right. Yeah.
Right. Snapitghost.com.
Yeah.
You can sign up online.
March 4th. I got to check what I've got going on March 4th. Maybe I'll show up for
Maybe
this
you can
one
come out
too.
for that one.
Yeah. Because it's interesting. Yeah. If you've never attended an actual seance, it's going to be very different from what you have seen. and what it actually is. So it's,
Yes.
it's a nice experience.
Oh yeah,
Something
Right.
so how many you went to two or just one?
I only went to one time.
You have to go a couple
Yeah, you
times.
should go
It
another time.
justifies
Well, to yours
it.
I went once. I
Yeah.
went once to yours. I've been to others, but the one you
Right.
over there at Spiritual Church only once. I went
Right.
on that one.
Yeah, you got to go a couple times.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I don't know how you really. I don't think you really experienced what you thought you were going to. But really, things do happen. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, stuff does, sure. Oh, yeah.
I had the whole wall light up. I seen things walking back and forth. I seen the sky go like it was like weird, and I don't do any drugs or drink, so I seen what I saw.
Well, that's
I saw.
that's what he tells us now, but nah.
Maybe some other night.
You're just on a natural high. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's the first thing now when you go to a doctor. They ask you. They say, "Do you do any drugs? Do you drink? Do you smoke?" They ask you all these questions. I'm like, well, they would know anyway, so why would you lie? They're going to do blood tests and everything on you. They're gonna see that, But if you've never done it, why should you lie about it? Just say, no, I've never done it,
Exactly.
and that's the end of that. So now, what's going on with you two? Now, you two are partnering up with a new tour idea here. Well, I don't know if you want to talk about that yet.
Well, yeah,
But you
yeah.
got
we
some
do.
new ideas. Okay, all right.
Well, pretty much how you were talking about the training people, the hands-on thing.
Right.
So I came up with this. I called it HOP, and I asked Tony and I asked Laura what they would think about it, and they go, "What is it?" I says, "Hands-on paranormal." So they said, "Yeah, it sounds good." And because Tony does the tours already, I do them, and then Laura wants to get involved, but she lives down south, east south a little bit. She wants to get something in that area, so. We're going to see if we can get something going.
Oh, maybe you can get like a chain of these going, and
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And for me, I have my own business, so it's not about the money thing. I want people.
It's
to know,
always about the money.
well, a little bit of
Well,
it. If
a
the
little
money
bit.
comes, I'm going to take it.
Right,
Of
of
course.
course. Yeah.
But
I know what you're saying. It's more a labor of love. I mean, if money
Right,
comes from this, that's
exactly.
fine and dandy.
Right.
But it's more you're doing something out of you enjoy.
and my idea is to charge people a fee. We don't know what it's going to be yet. Still working on that. Mihaela Bacon's working on the website for me. She's really great at it, and it's not quite done yet, but we're going to start advertising in a little while. And pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to have some dowsing rods. We're going to have a K2 meter, and what was the other
Echovox.
The Echovox to show people how to use the communication box, and we're just going to take them on like a 2-hour.
Got to get a hold of Andy for that one. Andy and
Well,
Danny Blackbeard.
Julius
right?
has an.
Oh, you got
an
your own
Echovox.
too?
Yeah.
okay.
So if later on, if people want to come in and start showing her other stuff, but that's our idea because we feel that a lot of people want to learn this, and
Sure.
we're finding out that they really do. And to learn the basics, really, all you need to do. The EVPs are easy to do. You just get yourself a digital recorder,
Right.
and a lot of people think it'd be quiet. In reality, I found the more you talk, the more
seems
EVPs
like it.
you get because
It seems
people are
like
saying
it.
be quiet. There's the ghosts are standing there looking at you too.
They're not responding.
they're
Yeah,
not
because you're
responding.
not talking. You're just sitting there, and they're like, "What the hell is this guy doing?"
Yeah.
Sometimes when we're just acting normal,
Right.
normal talk, that's when we're getting the most EVPs.
Right.
They want to join the conversation.
Right, when we're
Exactly,
sitting there,
when you're
when
exactly
we're
right.
sitting there asking them for a sign, or can they do this, or can they do that? That's when
I
we're
mean,
not
one
getting
time we
it.
were by a mausoleum. I says, and I asked, and I have respect for the dead, and I go, whoever's buried here, is it okay if I sit down? And you remember hearing the EVP? He said, "Sit."
Yeah.
And
so
I was
it's-
like, "This is great," because they're responding. We're communicating with each other.
Right.
That's the way to go. See, I think it's a good idea doing this because most people, most people's only thing they have to their guide for paranormal are what they're watching on TV, some of the shows and stuff.
Right.
And that's okay, but you and I, we all know full
Right.
well that's not how these investigations really
No,
work.
and,
Right.
and
No, it's
there's
very
times you can go there, and it's like the craziest stuff go on. And there's times you go there, and it might be about 3 or 4 times you go there. There's absolutely nothing going
Nothing.
on.
Yeah, it's just the
and,
way it
Right.
works, right?
And then we had crowds. I mean, being tour guides, it's hard to keep these people busy because
is.
you get 25, 30 people, and you're in a dark graveyard, and there's nothing going on, and you're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
They start wandering off.
Yeah, and it's like you got to keep crowd control, and you tell them, hey, if you fall down, you get hurt. It's a
Now,
lot
when you do have a
involved.
group like this, you have like you just said, 25 or 30 people you got, and you're bringing them into a graveyard net, and you're demonstrating equipment, you're showing them that. Now, how much equipment do you have? Do you have like one thing, and you, as the instructors, are showing it?
Well, this is
and
the-
they're standing around
Yeah,
watching,
this
or do they get to actually take it and do a little?
Well, see, this
experiment
is
on
the
their own
problem.
deal
This is
and-
the problem with some of these places. I don't know how all the other places work out, but the particular place who we work for, and I'm not going to mention the name of the place, they give you these crappy little meters that really don't work, And half the time,
ghost meters.
Yeah, the ghost
little,
meters,
the little
yeah.
orange top ones.
And we have to keep all these people busy, explain to them what to do. Then you have people that are scared who are taking flashlights, flashing lights. And they only give you one guide per 25 people. Where in reality you should have two, because you can't answer everybody's questions.
Yeah, with
Right.
something like this, I would more or less go with two.
It's
I
like
agree
a,
with
it's like
you.
a puppy mill, so to speak,
Yeah.
in the paranormal, which I think is ridiculous because you want repeat business, which
Sure.
is this is our goal.
Sure.
So we don't want to have 30 people when we can't control 30 people.
Right.
I'd rather have two guys or two people on a tour with 10 people, so they get the full.
Full experience.
Then we
Your
can have
other
another
option is one guide, smaller groups.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So
That's the only other thing you can do. Yeah.
So that's
Right.
that's what we want to do. I'm hoping it works out. And
Oh, yeah.
So
It's a good idea. I think it will. Yeah.
yeah.
Like anything, there's bugs to work out.
Right,
When you're doing it, when something new, when you come up with a new idea in that, there's a few things to iron out before you actually get it going. So yeah, that's
Exactly.
good. And in the meantime, you still got your old standbys,
Right.
still
Yeah.
going too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
We're still going on our investigations, still
Yeah.
making days to go out, and mess around because we like it. So
And what's nice about that too is you're bringing them to places you've already been to.
exactly.
Right.
And stuff, so you're
Yeah.
familiar with it. You know kind of what goes on there. You can kind of tell people what to expect or what not to expect.
Now, you
that
had
kind of
said you
thing.
know somebody that wants to do that?
Yes.
Somebody inquired?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a group that wants to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're trying to set up something at
They want to do it. The only thing
Michaela's
is,
church.
I just don't. Yeah, maybe with the church thing
That
like
would
that, they'd be a little more
a perfect
easier to do.
place.
But to do this at night in the graveyard, I don't know. Yeah.
See, a lot of
Okay.
people they like that creepy experience.
They do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
they do.
really do. And during the day, they would probably have more fun. And not only that, when we go at the Elgin Cemetery, it's beautiful. During the day, I mean, it's
Yeah, it is.
breathtaking,
It's-
beautiful there.
It's
It
a very
is.
different appearance, daylight and night.
Exactly.
It's very
Right.
different.
Exactly.
Anything at night is, like somebody said about clowns, being afraid of a clown.
Right.
Well, all right, a clown in the circus at Ringling Brothers, A clown in a graveyard at midnight.
Oh.
Whoa. Entirely
That would
different
scare
thing.
me.
Entirely
It would scare
different
me.
thing.
It would scare me. That would scare me
yeah.
if I,
I
I was out
Especially
there giving
me
a
and
tour
Tony
one
see
night.
we see shadow people out there.
Yeah,
and we
see,
see.
so,
I
yeah.
mean,
Some
some
pretty
crazy
strange
stuff out
things.
there.
See, now
man.
shadows and shadow people, wouldn't you have a hard time seeing those at night?
No,
No, you
don't.
We,
No,
there was
not
one
at
walking
all.
right up the road on us one night.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And I was trying to communicate with it, and it just took off. And then different shadows do different motions too. Some shadows will it's kind of weird. One was creeping up behind trees up on the road with us, and then one night Tony and myself because I went when it was dead that time, and the shadow people were literally, it was like moving your eyes back and forth, and it was like you had to adjust your eyes to see it, but they would be in a distance doing this, and it was kind of strange, man.
You do get a little bit of, depending on the night, you might get a little bit of moonlight.
Right.
Other nights are really, really dark.
Dark,
where you
yeah,
can't even
yeah.
see like your hand in front of your face. But after a while, your eyes do adjust.
And different weather conditions too. All that stuff
Right,
kind of
yeah.
factors into it. So yeah.
Oh yeah,
sure,
I
yeah.
mean, when it was raining, it seemed like it was pretty good activity.
Yeah, it
when
seems
it
like
was
really?
whenever
Rain
it's
better,
raining,
see?
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of activity.
when you lightning in the background, it's a little more.
Oh, well,
active.
that always adds to the atmosphere for sure.
Oh yeah, it makes it scarier too.
It does. It puts out a little electricity in the air.
Yeah.
And then plus, see, I'm not a storyteller like Tony is, and he does a great job. Man, I'm a equipment
Well, Bob's
guy.
good too.
Yeah, I mean, on the tour, he just knows how to tell the stories, and I do the equipment. We break out the Echo Vox, and people are just like, they're like, "What is that?" And once they start hearing their names and stuff, it's
Yeah.
like.
Now,
they're
did
in
you build
amazement.
your Echo Box or did you buy
No,
yours?
no. This is an app that's that Danny Big
It's
Bear's
Danny's.
app.
Oh,
I don't
Danny.
have
Danny's
I don't
app.
have anything that I own in the
Ah,
paranormal.
okay, all right,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. I'd like
So
to
what do
take.
you-
I'd like to take.
Oh,
some.
Yeah.
it's Danny's box, and you just kind of like rent it or loan it from him.
Well, it's an app you can purchase.
Yeah, you could buy the app.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's
okay.
available to the public. Anybody can
Gotcha.
get it.
Okay, all right.
It's just learning how to use it. And,
Sure,
you
sure,
know,
okay.
and I truly believe just not anybody can start using this app. I mean, you really have to. I do believe you have to be a little bit sensitive to get some spiritual communication.
I would believe that.
Yeah,
I would.
I think that's
I would
true.
tend to
Yeah.
agree with you on that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, I haven't really talked to anybody who got the app and tried it. Who isn't spiritual or
Okay.
sensitive, so to
But
speak.
then at the same token too, if you are sensitive and you are, a little bit of psychic ability yourself in that, What do you need it for in the first place?
Well, you know what? Because like a person like me, I'm still learning. I'm still unfolding, and I do get all these messages in my head, but I don't know if they're for real or not.
True.
So the box will validate it for me,
Right.
and it
then
helps.
you can
It
record
can
it
further
too.
your communication too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when you do EVPs, like my girlfriend Maggie, for instance, oh my Lord, the spirits she's like a magnet for spirits. I mean, they're
Yeah, some people
She
are more
is.
in tune with.
Becky too, his
Becky,
girlfriend,
yeah.
same thing. It's just like she's a magnet. They come up to her.
I'm a
and-
50-50. Sometimes they're with me and I have great communication, and other times nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing.
Right.
I
Well,
could
that's all of
I could
us.
be with. Yeah, I think it's that way. Sometimes it's that way. You know, you could be with people and they're feeling something, and I'm like, I'm nothing. You know, I'm believing everything you're telling me, but I'm not feeling it myself.
Yeah, see,
you
I'm
know?
kind of that way too. I'm
And
like
then other
50-50.
times I'm like, really, there's something there, and they're like, you're nuts. You know, there's not, you know. So you know, that's just the way it works. You know. You getting anything in here
What do you mean?
with your camera? You picking anything up?
Oh no, I'm just still doing.
Oh, you're
the-
just
just
taping,
the
yeah.
Facebook,
No, I've had
yeah.
people say that they felt something down here before. Never get
No,
nothing
you know
down
what?
here.
Every time I've been down here, I've never felt anything.
No, me
down
neither.
here. This
Nothing
is a
at all.
clean, this is a clean home. This
Nope.
is a very clean.
Yeah.
Nothing
home.
here, and John lives here, and he says he's never experienced nothing.
No.
But I've had people down here that have said, "Yes, I felt something, and it's over here by
they're
the stairs,
they're full of
over
beans,
this way."
then.
Well,
Yeah.
They're full of beans.
well, I don't like to say that, you know, but it's just, you know, I myself never, you know.
This house
I
is clean, the cleanest place I've ever been in. Actually, I've never felt nothing
Well,
in
that's
here.
because John
Yeah.
is constantly vacuuming and dusting. In
No,
here.
that's what it is.
Oh, that's what keeps it
Good
clean.
job, John. Keep those spirits.
We got
out
all
there.
that
Keep
Old
them
Spice
out.
up there too.
That's
so
one
it
of the
smells nice.
talking about clean and dusting and that. That's one of the problems with Disney's Haunted Mansion. They said is keeping it dirty.
Oh, really?
Because the air conditioning system sucks out all the dust. They have to bring dust.
Oh,
they have to
yeah.
bring dust in and keep it dusty looking.
Wow.
I thought that was kind of interesting. They got to get dust in Disney, you know, to make it dirty, you know. Interesting concept.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Now, one of the most interesting things with going back to the Echo Box, that one night when we were in the other cemetery in Elgin.
Oh, the platters.
The Potters, where they buried the unclaimed bodies
Okay.
from the Elgin Mental
Sure.
State Hospital, and you had it was set up on like a headstone.
I had it leaning on a headstone.
Yeah, leaning
correct.
on a headstone,
Yes.
and the rest, all of us were kind of like back away from it a little bit, and all of a sudden, all of the dials and
control
everything, the
dials were
control
moving.
dials were moving on their own,
Okay.
which it's not supposed to do.
It doesn't do that.
It doesn't do that.
that's what he's trying to say. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
there
they
was a
do.
spirit.
They do it if there's something there moving them.
Right,
It was
yeah.
a spirit actually doing it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot. Actually, that was such a long time ago. I forgot
It
the
was.
spirit's name who we were talking to.
I was just
Yeah,
going
I
to say.
don't
So, what came
remember
out of this?
either.
Did you get a name? Did you get person?
No,
Any
there
kinda-
was the other fellow that was with us. What was the kid's name? That was
Carl.
Carl.
Carl's actually done this show before with
Carl.
me. He worked for the tour company for a while.
Not Carl Coachman.
No, not Carl.
Was he- he's
Coachman.
a kid. He's a
he
young
came
kid.
with me one night and did a show.
I think
Couple
we might have
years
had him on.
back.
Did he work at McDonald's too?
No, he works
it's
at
not the one.
UPS.
Oh, that okay. Now I know who he is. There's one that worked with you at McDonald's too, wasn't there? Or no?
That came on here.
They came with you on the show.
Not that I know of. You talking about the young lady, Carrie?
Maybe somebody. I know because there's
Yeah.
been so many different ones.
Well,
yeah.
Carrie and his voice
Carrie.
are two different voices.
Yeah, those, yeah,
No.
yeah. She did a show here.
Oh,
with me
so
one time.
now Carl, I think I do know him. Now Carl was also at the church, at the spiritual.
Yes,
church.
he was at the church,
Okay, I know
yeah.
who he is.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was communicating with a spirit there. I forgot the name of it.
He's still stuck with it. Then he didn't get away from it.
Well, he.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did. And what happened is, I think he kind of pissed off the spirit, and he
Oh.
came over by us, and I set the device down, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I go, "What the heck's going on here?" And everybody just watched the.
Now, just exactly how would he do it? How would he get on the spirit's bad side? By asking the wrong questions or being too aggressive?
Well, he was being
or-
aggressive with
Okay.
him, and some people do that. I recommend not doing it.
Right, yeah.
But he was doing it, so that was his bad.
Well, like with anything,
So-
you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah, very
If you're
true.
I mean, you wouldn't talk to a person that way. Why would you talk to a spirit that way? You know.
Well, maybe it was such a dead. Well, Tony and Carl was taking me on the route that they do for.
Right, we were
that's when I
showing him the tour.
showing me the tour because that's when I was going to start working with these guys.
Now
And
these tours are long tours too, isn't it? It's like
too
a 3 hour.
long, too long.
So 3 hours.
See, that
There's a
might be-
3 hour and a 4 hour out there in Elgin.
See, that might be part of the problem too. It's such a long time. How do you keep 25 people interested for 3 hours? Like
Thank
that,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trust
it can
me.
be hard at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why a good night is great because you just go, thank you.
Maybe
Yes.
split the tour. Take them to the graveyard, do the hands-on investigation, and then maybe do something else with it too. Like an hour and a half of investigation,
Well,
an hour and a half of
hands-on, we're only going to do maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours max. It all depends what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because we can do a couple of them during the day if it works out. If we get a big crowd, that's what we're going to do. We're going to split it up like that because we don't, 30 people. It's just there's no
very
visualization.
difficult.
Yeah,
very
yeah,
difficult.
I imagine it would be. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's something I've never had the experience of doing. I've never had that.
One time when it happens, we'll bring it. Then you
Yeah,
just
we'll
watch you
sometime.
pull out the little bit of hair
yeah.
you got left.
Okay, we're going to stop for just a
Okay.
moment here and take our break, and then we'll be right back. Stick with us, folks, here, and we'll talk some more with Tony and with Julius.
Okay, Facebook people, we're going to get off right now.
Yeah, but a lot of people who think.
You're listening to Paranormal Radio with Bob Trisek from the John DeVita Broadcast Center on Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM Norwich and the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network on Tuesday, January the 31st, the year 2017. And this is Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM, Norwich, Illinois. And now, back to Paranormal Radio and Bob Trisek and guest.
Thank you, John. Okay, we are back on. And in case you have not been listening, we're back on here with Tony Sabelski and with Julius Werzinger. And we're talking with them. They're talking about some of their tours and some experiences they've had and some things going on and what's going on here now.
Okay.
They're filming something.
We're
and
filming you.
Oh.
Tony's going to do the other
Bob,
Facebook Live.
Say hi to Bob.
Oh, the Facebook Live thing.
The
Okay.
other Facebook Live.
So you can see what I look like.
Yeah.
My hair is like just
You got perfect hair,
he's got
Bob.
Number
Wonderful.
one, it's not there. But then when I wear the hat and take the knit hat off, it's like what is there is all spiked up.
That's all good.
I just want to say thank you to Jorianne. Jorianne, the coffee psychic. In case you don't know who she is,
That's Julius over there.
yeah, Jorianne, we've had on the show here before. She's been on a few times, and Jorianne sent me a Christmas card, which I just got today because she mailed it here to the studio. And since I only do the shows here once a month, we did the December show very early in the month, and I guess the card came between then, and now we're doing this show at the end, so I just got my Christmas card from Jorianne at the end of January here. But thank you, Jorianne, for that, and also, too, we'll be getting in contact with you, and you can come back on the show again when you want to. Last time we had scheduled Jorianne, she had some trouble with her car. It got stuck in the garage, so she was unable to make it. So she's invited to come back on whenever she would like to, so we'll get her scheduled down here at her convenience. Okay, and back to this. Now you're taping this for Facebook Live again.
Facebook Live, yeah.
Facebook. So my face is live.
You're live right now. Yeah.
It's live and breathing.
Live and breathing, yeah.
It's a new thing, Bob.
You got
It's
them
pretty
both
cool.
going on.
Yeah, so people can see what we all look like here, huh?
Yeah, there's Julius over there.
Hey, everybody, Facebook
Well, you know,
land.
it's not like doing one of those shows now like
This is the
Michelle when she
whole-
does her show. You do it by phone. And I says, you could sit there in your underwear, and they don't know what you're, they don't
Yeah,
know what
right,
you're
well, who
doing.
cares?
Yeah, right. You know,
Good, yeah. That was the good thing I thought about Michelle's show.
It's very
Because
relaxed.
She said
You're
that,
home,
you
you're
know,
sitting there.
I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
call her. I could
Yeah,
be laying on my bed, like you said, in my
Yeah,
underwear. And,
yeah.
Hey, Tony, what I was trying to get you to look at, I like what the boss has up there on the studio. If you look at it,
Which
Oh, the
no
sign?
smoking, no drinking, no eating, no farts in studio. The boss.
That's
this is the boss right
that's
here.
the motto of Windy City. There he is.
That's
There's-
the boss,
Oh,
Johnny.
now, there's John. Now he's on Facebook. That's Mr. John DeVita, our station, everything here. Owns the station, runs the station, produces the show. No, doesn't produce
does
the
a
show.
great job.
John Chikanda produces our shows. Yeah, John does that. So, yeah.
I'll be okay with everything except maybe the farting. I don't know. We'll try.
Maybe that's why they call it Windy City.
Right,
Yeah, right.
exactly. Yeah. It's going to get windy in here.
Yeah, I was just talking to John earlier before we started the show about the Willowbrook Ballroom thing, burning down and all that, the way it did in that. And John was hearing that they are actually going to rebuild.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
'cause it was-
see.
it was
So that was it.
about
Was that
that.
it? So did anybody find out why it happened? What happened?
It was the roofing. The roofers were doing something with the hot tar, and somehow it caught on fire, and it just went
wow.
really fast.
Wow.
Whatever it was, I guess
Wow.
the timbers or whatever were dry. It was, a nice dry day, and they had no moisture, no nothing, and it being older too, and everything just went really quickly right through the whole roof.
I watched. Tony sent me the video. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, we were just there. It was
John called me. He called me the
Yeah.
Friday afternoon. He called me up. I was at home. Matter of fact, I was sitting at the kitchen table having a cup of coffee and going through stuff for a tour that I was doing there the next day. Not at Willowbrook in particular, but Willowbrook was one of the stops on the tour. And John says, "Oh, you won't believe this. Willowbrook is on fire." I said, "You got to be kidding! I got to turn the news on." And nothing was on the news that night, but I did see it the next morning, early in the morning. So we did drive by the Willowbrook, and they were all happy with that because they got to see the
And it went up.
burnt out
It
shell.
went fast.
Yeah,
It went
yeah.
really fast.
Nothing too much left, even like a lot of the brickwork.
No, yeah,
and
I went
stuff.
up there. I went
Yeah.
up there with Becky that one time.
did you?
and she took some pictures, and there's hardly anything left.
Nothing left.
Well, at
of it,
least you're
yeah.
going to rebuild it. I wanted to how it's going to look. It's 10 times better, obviously.
Probably, yeah.
So,
It's going to be.
if it was
And it's the second
insurance-
time that happened.
New
It
and
burnt
modern.
down before, too.
Oh, did
Oh,
it?
did it? I
Okay, I
didn't
didn't
know.
know about that.
I think in the 30s or 40s, John. You know, in the 30s. Yeah, in the 30s, John says it did that. I knew it was a long time ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's right around Resurrection Mary's time there.
Right.
Maybe she did it.
Maybe. Yeah,
she
who
said
knows?
she didn't like the way it looked. She wanted
Yeah.
to change it around a little bit.
Maybe she did it this time too. Who knows? Maybe.
You know,
Originally, it was
Modernized.
called the O. Henry Ballroom.
Yep.
Right.
And it was actually just like a
Yeah.
picnic
I
grove
didn't know
type
that.
place, and then the ballroom kind of came a little after that. Yeah.
Well, it was originally called the O. Henry Ballroom, and then after that burned down, then they rebuilt it, and then they named it the Willowbrook.
Would
And-
that be? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right now, I'm going to be doing a program on the Windy City Hometown Internet Network about Dick Jurgens, who was one of the big bands that used to play at the Willowbrook, and I'm going to be putting a big program on the website as soon as I get all the information, get everything set. But it said on there that originally it was the old Henry Ballroom, and then it burned down, and then when they rebuilt it, they named it the Willowbrook.
I'm thinking maybe they named it Willowbrook because maybe at that time the town of Willow Springs got incorporated.
Yeah.
So they kind of maybe.
Now I heard last week or a week or so ago that somebody had bought the ruins, and they're going to rebuild.
Ah, okay.
Now I'm hoping so because a very, very dear friend of mine plays there, Ron Smolin, and when Ron plays there, I go to the Willowbrook, and I'm part of the audience there.
Part of the audience, you mean you don't get out there and do the jitterbug?
No.
No.
I'm lucky. I'm walking. I'm glad I'm able to walk from the truck to the table that I sit at.
Yeah, you and me both. That's how I am too. Yeah. Yeah, my jitterbug days are over with. Not that they ever were. I never was much of a dancer. So now I have an excuse not to dance. You know, I have a leg injury. I can't dance. That's it. Leave me alone. Any to hoot. Yeah, so we're kind of glad about that. We hope it gets back up there because it's gosh, they do a lot of activities in the Willowbrook, a lot of stuff, weddings and parties, and also, and of course the paranormal thing with the Resurrection Mary and all that, and so they do a lot of stuff there. So
Yeah,
we're
I never had the opportunity to investigate any of that stuff.
I
never did either. The only time I ever went there was this year with Ursula's
I've never
conference.
actually even been in it. I never was in the Willowbrook Ballroom.
That was the only time I was in it.
Never was in
Was
there.
at Ursula's conference.
And when I was
me
a
too.
kid, my brother Ray, my older brother Ray, one of the first jobs he had, he worked as a busboy at Willowbrook. He worked out there, and we used to drive down. I remember my mom. We'd go down Archer Road, past Resurrection Cemetery and everything, and we used to go pick him up like about 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday nights. My mom wouldn't go by herself, so she'd get me to go with her. And my dad, of course, would be out sleeping like a light. He wasn't going nowhere, so she dragged me with her, and we'd go. And I'd always look around the cemetery for Resurrection Mary. Never saw anything even remotely close to her. You know. But
Me
yeah,
neither.
we used to go down there, and at that time, 40, 50 years ago, there was nothing there. It was very dark because a lot of the housing developments and that stuff, nothing was there. It was just the cemetery, and that was kind of it.
Yeah, we keep wanting to go. What's the cemetery called again? Over?
Resurrection.
No, the other one.
Oh, Bethania?
The other cemetery that's abandoned now. What's it?
Oh, Bachelor's Grove.
Bachelor's Grove.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I've never been there neither.
No,
really?
Oh, I've
Never
been
been
there.
I'm
there.
surprised.
Never been there. I want to go there, but we have so much stuff going on around
Right,
here.
yeah, there's
Now
no
that's
time
real
to
close.
get down there.
I'm over in Elsip now where I live, and that's real close to me where I'm
Yeah.
at in Elsip. It's not too far from where I live, yeah. So, yeah.
Somebody said they can't see me.
There you are. I see you.
So there you are.
Like
You
the
see
top
me now?
half.
Well,
I
you're
see.
too
Hi.
pull it away from
Pull
it.
it
There
away.
you go.
Hi,
Now
do
you're
you see
better.
me? Hi.
You're
Hi, everybody who can't see me.
See, you got a whole bunch of people watching you
Hi,
too. That's
Becky.
why it's good that you're doing it.
Oh, yeah, they're sending you some more. Read some more messages.
He wasn't
there.
live in
Yeah.
the beginning because Maggie says I can't see him, so
Oh.
he had to press the start button on it. So,
So
you're all good.
Maggie's the one that told you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, here, let me scan
You got
around.
some more
Let me
fan
scan
mail
around
there.
the room
Some
again.
more
But when
fan
you're
messages.
done with it, Tony, you have to hit finish, then you post it so you save it, so you know.
okay.
Otherwise, it won't save it.
Say hi,
It's
John.
John.
Wave.
Hi, John. That's the wonderful control room.
Yeah, that's where everything happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we tape all the shows on cassette. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you want to read some comments or no?
Yeah, read a couple of comments. Go ahead, read them.
Let's see what we got here.
See what,
Well,
see, what,
Maggie
see what your
says,
fan base is saying.
Yes,
for you
it was
guys.
me, so that's the response. Thanks, Maggie. She says, hi, John. Crystal, that's somebody I work with, and she says, hi. Who else we got?
Does anybody have any paranormal questions?
Yeah, anybody
you
have any
wanna ask? While we're
paranormal
live?
questions?
There you
Becky
go.
said hi. Hi, Becky. Say hi to Danielle. Hope she's bowling good tonight.
Oh, tonight's bowling night, huh? Monday
for
night.
Danielle, yeah.
That's a good idea. We just have to. It's a good paranormal question.
Yeah. So anybody got any paranormal questions they'd like to ask us?
That's a good idea.
Bob here knows paranormal too. So
Any questions about anything we've been talking about
Bob's
here? Or
an
something?
expert.
Well,
you do palm reading too,
And he's
correct?
breathing.
So
yes.
don't
Yes.
be nice to him now.
Bob does do palm reading. I did have my palm read by you several years back.
Well, he ran out of red paint though.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, too, you know who else we got to talk about is Midnight Terror.
Oh, wait, here's
Midnight Terror. That's another thing I forgot. I got to mention that, Mr. John Schenkel.
well,
our
Maggie
old friend.
wants to know if we see dead people.
Yes.
No, we don't see. Well, we do when we go to a funeral.
We do at a funeral. Yeah. Karen from Virginia says hi.
Karen from Virginia,
Hi,
all the
Karen.
way
Oh,
from
she used to be
Virginia.
with Snap It.
Oh, really? Hey,
Yeah,
Karen from Virginia.
yeah.
Now, do you know who she is or who she?
Yeah, she was with Snap It.
Oh, she was, and then she moved
Yeah.
to Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, if you guys want
Janelle,
some
a
ask some
former,
questions, ask now because we
neighbor of
got
mine
like
said
about
hi.
half hour to go, 15, 20 minutes.
Somebody wants to get their palm read. Crystal wants to get their palm read.
Anytime you
Yeah.
want to come on the show
Yeah.
here, we'll do it for you. Yep.
Mhm.
Also, too, I got to put in a word for Midnight Terror.
Okay.
Okay.
Midnight Terror is it's a haunted house. Now, it's not a real haunted house. It's one of the staged haunted houses
Yeah.
like you see in October that pop up all over the place. And they are over in Worth. They took over the old Dubois Fabric building, which is right across the street from Holy Sepulchre Cemetery.
Oh, okay.
They took that over, and that's their permanent spot. They actually have like a lease on it, but I think they're in the process of buying it. And they're doing parties there and stuff, and they run haunted events there year-round. So they're not just doing it for October. They're doing like a haunted Valentine's Day and a haunted St. Patrick's Day, and different, like once a month they're doing a haunted event there with the haunted house, that kind of stuff like that.
I wonder if the building's actually haunted, too. In
They-
some cases,
now here it
they
is.
are.
Now there again too. I partnered up because now John Schenkel, our old friend of Paranormal Radio, John's been on many times too, used to be with the Dark Summit Haunted House, and then that kind of went defunct. So he partnered up with Midnight Terror. He partnered up with them doing that,
I never
and so
heard
he
of Midnight
contacted
Terror.
No,
me.
I never have either.
He contacted me if I want to come there and do palm readings. So I did. I was with them last week or the week before I was doing it. And so that's going to be like a permanent thing, like once a
Oh,
month with
good for
that.
you.
And
I got a lot of people asking for palm.
oh, we got a lot of
readings
people
here.
for palm
Maggie
readings.
wants her palm read. I think she looked better with a blue one, but she wants it red. You know?
the next event with Midnight Terror is going to be Valentine's Day, and I'll be there doing readings. And also, too, they are going to do a convention.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a convention. And I says, this is kind of good because you might be able
Yeah.
to pick up like where the paranormal convention left off.
Right.
Since they didn't have it last year. So they're
Yeah.
going to do, that will be coming up for them. I think it's in March, I think they're doing it, or February.
Why don't you give them an address again so
They're
they
gonna do
get
a
it
city-
in there?
Right on
Yeah.
111th Street. Oh, just right directly across from Holy Sepulchre Cemetery. When you go to the front gates of Holy Sepulchre, right across the street from it. It's a dark building. They do have their sign out there. Even at night, though, it's not too well lit in there. And that's where they're at. Yeah.
Nice.
I have somebody had a paranormal question. It's Crystal. I do have a question. I feel like someone is with me and trying to tell me something, but can't finally figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. I know she has talked to me about this before. I don't know.
Well, does she have a digital recorder that she can try out to see what's going on? See if she's going to get any responses?
I think she's tried doing that. I don't know if Crystal's listening. Have you tried recording this? Like putting a recorder out, say at night or when you're not home. See if you get any responses, or actually ask questions, get responses. She hasn't answered yet.
Well, it's just probably a
Yeah.
little bit of a delay. but
Yeah, probably.
She can get back to us. It's fine.
Yeah, we. I think, matter of fact, I think I did this with her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's that. There again, that's
What is her name? Crystal?
Crystal.
Yeah, well, good luck, Crystal, with that.
She
We
actually
hope
did
that,
some tours with me too
okay.
before.
All right. So she's kind of very much interested in this. Maybe she just doesn't know how to go about it.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Which is where you guys come in with this educating class that you're having with the beginning.
I don't
paranormal.
I don't want to call it
101.
a class because
it's not really a class.
Well, it's not really a class,
Yeah,
but it is
it's kinda-
nonetheless a learning experience.
Right,
You know, they're
right.
learning something from it.
Because a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're going to have a class." I'm like, no.
Well, if you say class, it might be people say, "Oh, gee, doll."
Then it turns
you know.
them off.
No,
Right,
we're
yeah.
going,
We
we're
want
going
people
for
to be
fun.
like-
We want to have
Yes,
a tour.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're not doing it for that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, it is a learning experience.
Exactly.
So, you know,
And I really hope it takes off, and we don't get too many people that try to do it like us, but rip people off. That's another.
well, you're gonna, you know, it's it.
Too many people are
Paranormal
ripping
field
people
is,
off.
you know, paranormal field is wide open. There's many
Yeah.
people out there doing it. You know, ages ago when I was interested in this stuff and that, I thought I was the only one doing this, and boy, was I wrong about that. You know, there are so many clubs and organizations and so many teams and all this and everything. You know, I didn't know all that existed myself until you start finding it out.
Right. Exactly.
You think you're the only one doing this, you know? So
Danielle said hi, so I'm just
But,
saying hi back.
yeah. So you do get a lot of demand for it. There's a demand for it, and I think there's enough to go around
Right.
for everybody. You know, it's just kind of bad though. Like when you come up with an original idea and then somebody else steals that. You know that. Yeah. You know, that's kind of. But unless you
And you get a lot of that in the paranormal, where everybody thinks
yeah.
they're stealing something from somebody.
Yep, everybody takes a little from here and a little
Right,
from there and that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing, people would probably say, "Oh, that's you're just doing tours." But see, the thing, our idea is that we're going to take and literally try to give everybody. And it's going to be slow in the beginning, but we want everybody to have their own set of dowsing rods, their own K2 meter, their own digital recorder, not their own device, a box. That'd be too
Well, what you got to do
It'd
is,
be too
I was going to
costly,
say,
yeah.
eventually you got to invest in enough of equipment for
Everybody to have
right.
something.
I keep
Yeah.
dropping
There,
this,
yeah.
Tony. It's slipping
Okay.
right out of my hand. I keep it
Okay.
resumed, so I'm sorry.
Wow.
Try holding it on you for a little bit.
So
but-
we back on now?
No, we're on. We're
Okay.
on. We're just recording your hand right now.
Oh, well,
so.
everybody can see my hand.
Ages ago, God, it's got to be maybe 15 years ago, maybe longer than that. I went on a little tour myself too. It was called 90 Night Ghost Tours.
Okay.
I don't know if they're still around.
You know, I've actually seen something on Facebook about that. I don't think it's been recent, but
yeah,
it was
I don't
a while
know.
ago.
Yeah, I don't know if they're even still around. And one of the stops we did was Holy Sepulchre Cemetery. We went to the grave of Mary Alice Quinn. And so I took a little dirt from it, which you're really not supposed to do.
Okay.
I really don't recommend people doing it, but I did it. And I had
That should be all the way to the tomb by then.
Yeah, probably.
And I had it wrapped up in a handkerchief and took it with me in my pocket, and away we went. And then our stop, we had a food stop on the tour, and it was the Maple something or other restaurant up on Western. Which
Okay.
was supposed to be, I think that closed now too. I don't think that's in there anymore. And so we all had those little hand devices, the little cheapy ones, that you're talking about. They gave them to everybody on the tour. We were all going around with those. And they're going through the restaurant to try to get stuff. They came to the table where I'm at, and the things are all going crazy. And they're like, holy cow, you got something going on at your table. I says, yeah, I know what's going on. I took the handkerchief with the dirt, and I put it in the middle of the table. They started going nuts.
No way.
So there's
Really?
something with that
Wow.
dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I took it, and I put it in a flower pot at home. One of the potted plants I had at home, and that plant took off. It really
Oh, yeah?
did. So, yeah.
Well, like on the one tour that you do in Naperville, they hand these devices out too, and it's crazy, Bob, because I went with Tony one time, and these things would not buzz for nothing. But you go in front of this one person's house, and there was a tree there. There was
a tree.
no electric really that can set it off, and everybody's device would redline nonstop. I mean, nonstop. It was amazing. But this is the only spot
Right.
on that tour.
The only
that'll
spot
do
on
it.
the tour they really go off.
Well, that's what
Sometimes
at
a little hit
at
and miss
at
somewhere
least-
else, but
at least
always
you got,
right
At least
there.
you got one where they could really see what it's supposed to do, So
Yeah,
But-
we got to get you out on one of these
Oh,
tours
yeah,
one of
we've
these
been
days.
saying that.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
been saying
yeah.
that for a while.
But
The cemetery and the other one.
Oh, that's one thing we should mention too. Is you do run the tours year round, so even like now.
Not
No,
year round.
Oh,
No,
not
not
year
at this
We're
time
going to
of
try
year.
to with the
Yeah.
HOP,
Right.
but so we're working on trying to get a couple indoor places, which the church is one of them, and we like to get somewhere else.
Now
but
the church is an active church. It's still.
that's
That's,
Michaela's
Oh,
Michaela's
Michaela's
Church.
Church. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you've
there.
been
That would
there.
be fine.
But that's
yeah.
that's gonna wear out quickly, So we want to get a couple places for the winter. The summer, you can go really anywhere.
Oh yeah, summer you got all over the place.
So
yeah.
it's just setting up dates and getting the people to sign up, and that's why we're working on the website right now.
So
Gonna-
January is kind of like the time for you to regroup, replan, that
Yes,
kind of stuff.
yes.
Tours are shut down for the cold weather, and that's it. And then you reopen again in February, March.
For the actual outdoor tours
Probably
in
May.
April.
Oh, April.
May,
Yeah, April. That's when
it really starts warming up. Yeah,
Right.
The bad thing too when you run a tour in the winter months is you might plan
People
the
get
tour and then
cold.
not only that, what if you get a blizzard or something?
I think some of the Chicago tour companies go all year
they
round.
do. Some of them do with the buses. Yeah, they run
That's
year round.
more historical stuff, though,
Right.
right?
And,
Yeah.
and a lot of it,
and
and a lot of it
more,
is not actually hands-on. It's a lot of it is drive-by,
Right,
that type of thing.
yeah.
You'll be on the bus,
Tell
they'll
the
point out a
stories.
place, they tell the story about it, let you
Yeah.
know what kind of goes on.
The weather's good
the
enough.
hotel we
that
went
kind of
to, the Conrad,
Congress.
right? There was a group of people. There had to be like 30 people that girl had with her. They were doing some sort of tour. I don't know if it was a paranormal
Yeah.
tour or not, but
Yeah, Congress has a lot of stuff that goes on.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been up in the hidden room? The room 6, was it 666?
666. We were out in the hallway. The people
we-
were
yeah.
freaking out in the room.
They
like,
were,
who the hell are these
yeah.
And then,
people?
and then there's another room that they actually have it locked. They don't even go in there. They don't use it.
We looked for that room.
Yeah, I don't know if we
didn't-
found
we didn't
that
find
one.
it. No, but we went by the 666. We actually did. We had
a
EVPs
lot of
up
activity there.
We had a Raggedy Ann doll up there with the lights. The hands were flickering like crazy. No, it was
A
fun
Raggedy
night.
Ann doll
Yeah.
with the you brought a doll with you.
She has an EMF meter
Yeah.
inside of her.
Right.
Oh, the doll
The
has
doll
Yeah,
does,
it-
yeah.
yeah,
And
it's
her,
pretty funny.
Her hands will light up and her face will light up.
Yeah.
We use
Now,
it on the cemetery
where'd you
tours
get
out
this
in
at
Elgin.
at the Paranormal Toys R Us? Or where'd you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the Paranormal Toys R Us.
Opening everywhere.
Yeah. Soon. They have a bear too. I think that.
Oh, for
there's,
Pete's
No, the bear's annoying because it talks.
Yeah, the
Hi,
talking bear.
hello.
That's it. Hi,
It's like you
hello.
want to take a gun and shoot it.
yeah.
Teddy Ruxpin, remember him? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's funny. But no, the Congress was awesome. That's another thing. We didn't have enough time to go there. So, and, see, the thing is, they don't care. You can do all the ghostly stuff you want there. You have to rent a room. And it was $180 to rent a room
It
for
was,
the night.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And in
Yeah.
the crappy rooms, they're dirty.
Oh, really?
The place is filthy.
The
It's,
Congress really.
it's
Yeah.
filthy, Bob.
Well, it's an old hotel.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
is.
I mean, you
It-
see
it
the
needs some
ceiling was
repair.
peeling.
I've
a little
never
bit.
stayed there. I've been in it. I've been through it. I've seen some of the spots where stuff is supposed to go
Right.
on, that kind of thing. But I've never actually stayed
And
there.
I'll tell you what, you can get killed in that place. Nobody would know.
Probably.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
I-
probably
you-
easily.
you-
Now,
you-
if
one
if
half
I'm
of
not,
it, they don't even
If I'm not mistaken, did
turn
not,
the lights
did not
on.
H.H. Holmes use that as a spot to pick victims up? The
I think
Congress?
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
That
so.
was like- that
yeah.
was like a pickup
It was.
spot
It was
as
built for the
Columbian
World's Fair.
Exposition, yeah.
Oh
So it
no,
was
the,
there,
the
so-
Congress. We can have a whole show on that. I mean, the short time we were there, I mean, it was like, it was funny. The security guard goes, "What are you guys doing here? We're investigating." He goes, "Get out of here!" But I
What
forgot to
the
tell
heck?
him. I forgot to tell him that we had a room.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
And
right.
then Tony goes downstairs. He knows the one security
Yeah,
guard. So this
I've
guy
been there a
walked
few
us through the
times.
whole place. He brought us into the ballrooms and everything. And
Showed us where Al Capone used to play cards.
yeah,
Oh, Al Capone played cards everywhere.
Yeah.
I think he played cards in this building. at
Probably
one time,
down
too.
here in the
Yeah,
basement.
might have.
He's everywhere. You know, it's kind of like George Washington slept here. He was everywhere. Al Capone was everywhere too.
That's true. He
Yeah, Al
was.
Capone was
yeah.
everywhere.
Well,
But the Congress isn't the Congress the ballroom too with the hand in the wall?
I don't know about
I don't
that
think
one.
he showed us that.
No.
Or is that
There's
maybe
a
that's-
couple. There's a couple. You got the big room. You got the
Yeah.
ballroom. And what other room? That
Maybe
the
I got
one
my
with
There
the
was
piano?
there was a gold room and a gold room and a
That's the one.
green
Maybe-
room. I want to
maybe
say
I got
maybe
my-
the other one's the
that's-
green room.
That's the story. I thought that when they were constructing it, supposedly a man got sealed in the wall accidentally and
Oh, yeah,
died.
you're right. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
And the hand
that's
shows
right.
up.
That's right.
But
hand
that
shows
wasn't
up
in the
in the closet,
ballroom. That
yeah.
was in one of the hallways, I think.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
think it
the
was
hand-
one
the
of
hand
the
shows up.
hallways.
It's in a closet.
Right.
The hand shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what
And the
I
whispering
heard-
woman too in the ballroom. People will be at weddings and stuff, and they say they hear this whispering woman. In
Yeah,
their ear
and also what
Yeah.
I heard, I kept hearing a piano playing, man. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
remember,
That's
Tony?
right,
I
yeah.
I heard.
Ah.
And I says, "You guys hear that?" I'm like, no. And then I said, "Listen." It was crazy, man. It was. It was that place. If you
Well, did you
had,
investigate?
it was a
any-
very interesting
Was anybody
place.
playing the piano anywhere?
No.
around?
No,
Nothing?
no, not at that
it
point.
was
No.
spiritual stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
So no, that the Congress.
Did you make
we
out
gotta
the
go back.
song?
Huh?
Could you make
No,
out the
no.
song?
It was
No?
very, very slight, but it was
Yeah.
enough where you can hear.
Faint, but you could nonetheless hear.
You can hear
piano,
a couple
clean
chords,
piano.
and that was it.
Yeah. Oh,
So
cool.
Yeah, there's a security guard there at night, John. He works overnight. He'll take you to a lot of the places.
yeah,
Show
but
you.
That's
he'll
why-
talk. He'll
that's why
talk
he
you
works
to death.
He'll
overnight.
talk you to death.
He'll talk. You can't really investigate. You
Yeah.
got to one guy listen to him, the
Yeah.
other one just take off and
Yeah,
go
take off.
investigate. But he's
Start
a sweet
taking some
man,
pictures.
You know, that's-
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
It's nice to know these people at these places.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
it
Yeah.
It's always nice to have an inn, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, for the most part, the place you had free run of the place. You know,
Yeah.
you go walk inside the hallways.
It's an old, well, like you said, it was built for the Columbian Exposition,
Right.
so it's an old
Yeah.
hotel.
Yeah.
But I've never stayed there actually, so yeah.
Neither did we. Tony did.
I did. I
we
stayed.
went home.
Yeah.
And you didn't like it? It's very
I
dirty,
stayed,
very
yeah.
run down, and kind of crummy, huh?
I mean, the room was okay, but for that price, it should have been a lot nicer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
for
I
that
see.
And
price.
in the bathroom, I hate to tell you this, guys, but you walk in the bathroom, you couldn't shut the door. You bash your knees in. That's how close the toilet
Oh,
was.
it's
a
just that
very
small.
little
Oh, yeah,
bathroom.
it was like, you're like this.
Older hotels are like that because a lot of times with older hotels, they didn't have bathrooms in every room.
Oh,
Older
okay.
hotels, you might have
Sure.
like when,
Okay.
Oh, the
you had-
bathroom would have been out in the hallway.
You had like an
Yeah.
hall and a whole floor used it. You know, it was like
Right.
something new.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
when they started putting indoor plumbing and stuff
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
and then later on they started. So that's why they're smaller because the rooms weren't built for private baths in each
Yeah,
one.
but like Tony said,
Bed and
the-
breakfasts
the-
are like that too. If you ever stayed in a bed and breakfast,
No.
I've stayed in a couple of those. And sometimes I got lucky one time. I went with another couple and we stayed in a bed and breakfast that had a lot of haunted activity in it and that. And so we got in there, and the first room that we opened up, we're taking this room. Okay, fine, that's the room you got. You know.
Yeah.
I says, all right, I'll take the other room. I got the other room. I got lucky because I had a bathroom in mine, and also mine was like a parlor suite. I had like 2 rooms adjoining. So when they saw mine, then they wanted it. I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, you
made
chose yours.
you picked your, I got this one,
Yeah.
So they were not too happy about having to go down the hall to the bathroom,
Oh, I'm
That's what
sure.
happens
Yeah.
for that's what happens for being greedy right away.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the
Exactly.
window.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're out of luck.
Oh, good.
Let's see if we're getting anything else. Oh, Daniel wanted to say hi to Tina.
Tina's not here.
What you want to say hi to her? I
No.
guess. I don't
Okay,
know.
we'll say
a
hi
guy
to
named
Tina.
Jeff says just tuned in. So what is this about?
Jeff who?
It just says
Jeff, just in case you're wondering what we're about, if you can hear us or not, this is Paranormal Radio, and we talk about paranormal. We were just kind of touching, if you just kind of came in the last minute or so, we were talking a little bit about the Congress Hotel downtown in Chicago. It's like, it's a very haunted building, a lot of psychic activity, and Tony and Julius, our guests here, Tony Sabelski, Julius Schwarzenegger, and myself, Bob Trazik, we were just kind of talking about some of our experiences at the Congress and some things that go on there, and just about the hotel in general. So that's where we're kind of at with that. Before that, if you just tuned in, we were talking about their tours and some plans they got going on and some things that I'm doing and stuff like that. So you'll be able to listen to the broadcast in its entirety if you want to. Tomorrow morning at 10, John? Tomorrow morning, 10:30, you listen to Jack FM 89.7 WRHS here in Norwich. If you can't get that one because it's kind of a local station, that one doesn't have a lot of range to it. Wait, in a couple of days, our producer, Mr. John Shakanda, he will put the shows up on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, Paranormal Radio, put my name in, Bob Trazik, Bob, Trzeciak, and the shows all pop up. Or you can just log on to the Windy City Network. Windy City Hometown, www.windycityhometown, all one word, Windy City Hometown, all connected, .com. So www.windycityhometown.com, and you can listen to the broadcast in its entirety there. And then give us a comment and let us know how you like the show. What was that, John, that just tuned in? You said?
Jeff.
AF.
Or Jeff.
Jeff AF.
Yeah, Jeff, give us a comment, Jeff, and let us know how you liked it. If you learned anything from the show, and someday if you'd like to come on here yourself, we'll get you on here and talk
And then
about
don't forget to plug Snap It, too, when we get our time, so Laura doesn't
Right.
kill us.
Yeah.
Snap It, go ahead. Snap It, Supernatural, and I'm reading it off a
Paranormal,
shirt.
Supernatural.
and Paranormal Investigative Team. Snap It.
That's it.
We're hosting a seance March 4th. There's still time to sign up for it. You go on to events on Snap It and go ahead and pay for it on PayPal. It's a great experience. Try it out.
Are they still 15?
I think it's
Seance?
20, 25. But what they're doing now is they're doing a little, they have 2 different options. They have a little tour after the seance now that we're doing. Throughout the church. It's like a half-hour tour, and last time it worked out. So.
I think last time I was like 15, unless maybe they gave
No,
me
that
the
was
discount.
just a
The
seance.
seance,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
right.
So
yeah.
they raised it up a little bit.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
well.
so $5.
Adding a little more to it.
Okay.
And now they're
So
doing a tour.
You're getting
too.
a little more, but you're paying a little more for it. So, all right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That building used to be an old funeral home.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Kind of interesting that it was an old funeral parlor. and they make
Did
it a
Laura
church.
want us to mention any of the Snap It events? I mean, like
go
our
ahead.
investigations coming up, or the TV
Well,
show thing?
Well,
or-
no, not really.
Are you doing
Okay.
a TV show?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
Please
we don't know,
Let's
yeah.
not go there yet.
Yeah,
Because
we don't
you
know.
might get yelled at
exactly.
because you got
that's
yelled
true,
at about
yeah.
the other thing.
That's
too.
true. I might get yelled at.
Oh, geez.
No,
yeah,
to
don't
make
do
it
that.
long story short,
Yeah.
there's a paranormal. We don't know what's going to happen with it, but it's baking and paranormal. It sounds really weird. 2 girls are going to bake and they're going to go ghost hunting. They picked the church. They had a few locations they went to. Make a long story short, they picked the church. They're going to interview each one of us guys on Snap It, give us an interview. It's supposed to be like a comedy paranormal show.
Okay, well, all right.
I don't get the concept of it. But, whatever.
I'm trying to make the connection, too, with the baking and that, but, well, if
Bob,
it's comedy,
they explain it to me, and I still don't understand.
I know. They're going to put the cake in the oven, and we're going to go ghost hunting. That's
and
what
we don't
they
know
said.
if we're going to be actual in the ghost hunting.
Well, hopefully everybody gets a little check for doing this, too, or something.
Yeah, we got to check. We got to check and watch it.
Yeah.
There was no mention of money at
there
all,
was no
my
mention
friend.
of money.
But
that's usually how these things go. You got to sign the contract when they, when they present you with the idea. You got to sign the contract right then and there.
They don't even have a actual station or network they're going to. They're gonna film it and they're gonna take it to a network and hopefully they're hoping it hits. If not, it's gonna be
This happened to
YouTube.
me. This happened to me like I was talking. This happened to me a long time ago.
Yeah.
We actually did a movie. I was actually a zombie in a movie.
Really?
And they had makeup. It was a fascinating process. And this was, you heard me mention earlier, Dark Summit. I mentioned the old haunted house and that. They were doing this haunted house thing they had there, and so they says, John Schenkel, who was running the thing, says, "Do you want to be in the movie?" I said, "Oh, I would love to do this." Well, I got there like at 4:00 in the afternoon. It's an 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night process, And they did the makeup, and I found it really fascinating because they had a really good makeup artist. And they put the thing on, then you got to go sit for a half an hour, then you come back, and they tear the flesh, and then they spray paint it with something else, and all this and everything. When I finally saw what it looked like, I scared myself. But anyway, we did this movie, and nobody ever saw the movie. They filmed this whole thing. We did this. They did how many takes they did on this and all that and everything.
Did you even get a copy for yourself?
Nothing. I never
stinks.
saw it.
Did you get a check?
No, I mean we didn't get a check.
You got the same amount of money we
got
got.
the same thing we got.
And I asked him. Because I haven't seen John for a while, and I just saw him a couple of weeks ago, and I says, "Did you ever see a copy of that movie?" He says, "Nothing. They just kind of vanished off the face of the earth. Nothing." I says, "Yeah, it's just really weird. We never, maybe they just decided to scrap the project or whatever. Who knows what happened to it?
Somebody's shelf that film is sitting.
Yeah,
or somebody's basement.
Somebody's basement.
On a VHS. Or
right, on a VHS. There's you as a zombie somewhere.
Yeah, but it was just a fascinating thing. I just had a good time doing it. It was something nice to say. I was in a movie,
Right, yeah.
But then I'd like to see the movie,
Yeah.
We really don't know where this is going. So it's interesting.
Yeah. Couple weeks back too. Well, couple of months back in November, I was in a play.
Okay.
They did we did it on the radio last month. We did the play that we did on the stage that we performed. We actually did it on the radio. We changed it a little bit to make some sound effects and things for radio and that. And we did it on the radio, and it was the first time ever in my life I was ever in a play like that. And I don't think I'd ever do it again.
Why? What did you do on it?
Oh, it was just I actually had it very easy. It was the play I was in was called Box of Ashes.
Okay.
And it was kind of a neat play. What it was a Mike Rovner who has been on here. Mike, a musician. I've had on him with his sister Jessica. They sing and play, and they're very talented in that. And they do all kind of things. And Mike is very much involved with this.
Okay.
And it was called a play festival, and they did 10-minute plays. So it was a 10-minute play. And I thought I was going to have an easier time with it than I did. Because I thought, I'm used to talking with the radio and talking with the lectures and stuff and this and that. But it was very different, trying to memorize a script and lines and everything. So I finally just got to the point where I says, okay, my blocking is very easy. I'm the psychic. I'm sitting at the table, and we do a seance. So I said, I'm just going to have the script right on the table, and I'm reading my script, and that's what I did. I had it on there, and it was fun. I mean, it really was fun doing it. Yeah. But I says, I don't know if I'd do it again, and to do anything longer than that, to memorize it, I just was having a real tough time memorizing it. Yeah,
that's funny.
But it was another one. You did it once,
right? Yeah,
and we did. We did
they
it
ask
twice.
you again? Nope.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
you never know.
I don't know
They
if I'd do
might.
it again. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we got Karen from Virginia again, who said, "Snap it is good, folks."
Snap it is good.
Thank
folks.
you.
So, yes,
that's how they talk in
Karen.
Virginia.
It is how they talk.
Snap
in
it
Virginia.
is good.
Good folks. And then Jeff again said, "Try doing some Friday overnight events. We hosted one and it's sold out."
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, so Jeff is into the paranormal, huh?
Yeah, I believe. I think he knows Laura from Snap
Oh,
It.
okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, if you hear that, Jeff, you know Laura Hannigan. Let us know.
HANNIGAN. No,
Yes.
it's HARR.
She was.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Ah, there you go. All right.
Yeah, she was planning on coming here, but then she missed a couple classes, and she said, "You know what? I'm
Eh,
going to class."
not a problem.
Yeah.
She
I
can
said
come back-
she's going to come when the class.
Come back anytime you'd like to. Yeah.
Right.
And,
yeah.
and when I come with the class, I'll just sit in the corner like this because I already talked already.
Yeah.
Let everybody
Talked
else
enough.
talk.
Yeah.
We keep an open
Let Laura do
invitation
all the
here,
talking
so
that
yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll get Mahala's ear about it, so she can get...
Yeah, no, whenever they want to come on, they like once a year they show up with the class, and it's it's fine with me.
Right.
Whenever she'd like to. Yeah, they're welcome to come on anytime they would like. Yeah, they're a nice bunch of people.
They're good
they come on,
folks.
and they're a lot of fun. Yeah, they come on, they do a nice show and everything. Yeah, they're good.
Yep.
Yeah, like having them on. So yeah, they're welcome to come on anytime they'd like to.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to start to wrap, gentlemen. Closing
right.
statements, Julius. Any plugs you want to throw here?
Like I said, we're going to start the HOP, which is Hands-On Paranormal. Hopefully in the next couple months we'll come back and see Bob again and get more information for you guys, and that's it.
And also, too, this will be up on your Facebook page,
Yes,
I'm sure, so you can get the information off of that.
Yes, and then Bob, again, thank you very much for having us on. I love coming
anytime.
on.
Come on anytime you want. Yeah, so like I said, open door for you guys. Anytime you feel like coming on here, contact me and say, Bob, we want to come on and do the show. Fine. If we got other people scheduled, you know how that is. I've had 8-10 people on
You'll
here.
squeeze us in somewhere.
We get you. We work
We'll
you
be
in.
up against the corner.
We work you in. Sure, it's
We'll
not
be
a
sitting
problem.
on the washing machine.
Yeah. No, we've got enough of seats here. We could
Yeah.
always throw a few more seats in, so
Yeah.
we'll get you in there. Yeah. Tony, any closing statements here? Anything going on?
I think that's pretty much covered everything.
Our friend Michelle Pellegrino, watch
Yes.
for her new show. I think she's going to be starting at, what did she say, November,
Hopefully,
December? When
no,
gets it
she
rolling?
wants to be starting in the next couple of months.
Well,
maybe
that would,
by...
what am I saying? What did I say? November, December?
November, December.
No, that's a long way away.
Wow, Bob, where
Bob's
are you
ready
at?
for Christmas
Whoa,
again.
time warp. That's what I feel. We were talking about that today. I don't know who I was talking with today that I came in contact with, but I says, I feel like I'm still waiting for Christmas. Like it went too fast.
Oh, this whole year went by too fast.
Yeah, it did. Like it went too quickly. I says, I feel like I'm still waiting for it to come, and it's already done.
It's going to be spring before you know it.
Yeah, hopefully by March or so.
So
she'll have
Michelle's
another show.
next couple of weeks, probably in March or so. That'll be
And I'm
popping
sure
up,
Bob
so.
will be on it.
Oh yeah, we'll do that. She was talking about doing like a once a month thing, like a panel,
Right?
thing or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's
So,
the thing I was going to be on,
yeah.
the once a month
Yeah,
panel.
yeah. So yeah, that'd be something I would go for. Yeah. The only thing is she has to call me. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay $65 for another phone call.
Yeah.
That was my fault. I never.
Bob
bothered
ran
to-
up his phone bill on that. She's got you on Facebook here now. So.
Send her the message. You pay.
Yeah.
Just Michelle, call.
You gotta call
just
Bob.
Call me. Yeah. That was my. You see, I don't have like long distance. I guess some people do.
Yeah.
Some people have that on their phones and that. I don't have that. And then when I got the bill, I'm like, holy shamolies! And then I got it because twice I did this show.
Right, you did
It was
twice,
worth
yeah.
it though. It was fun doing it. Michelle was great, so I
Yeah.
enjoyed doing it. So yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you.
There again, listen to us on the Windy City Network. Don't forget to listen to all the other shows, Windy City, Meet the Chicago Historians, The Dawn of Sports, Paranormal Radio, that's us, Chicago Junction, that's all about Chicago railroading, The Armchair Experts, and Wealth and Wisdom. So they got a lot of stuff going on there, and music stuff too he puts on there. So John is kind of good for it. He's been in radio for a long, long time, and he knows what he's doing. He knows how to run a radio station. www.windycityhometown.com. And thank you also to our sister station, Jack FM 89.7 WRHS in Norridge. Tony, Julius, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. Like I said, anytime you want.
Yes,
Welcome
thank
to come
you.
back on.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks for listening, folks. It's an absolute joy doing these shows. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to Paranormal Radio with Bob Tricek from the John DeVito Broadcast Center on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network and Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM Norwich. Paranormal Radio was directed by John DeVito, and our special thanks to radio station manager Kevin Zeflik of WRHS FM Norwich and John Chicana, the senior producer of Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network. This broadcast was pre-recorded on Monday, January the 30th, the year 2017. Until next time, please be safe and thanks for listening. And this is Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM, Norwich, Illinois.